by Barrasso. Andrechuk again. Andrechuk going wide into the corner, sends it at the net, it's wide. Ellett playing it back to the goal. Gilmore couldn't get it in front. And Lemieux starting away at center and just flips it down into the Toronto zone. Boy, there's like a do not disturb sign on Mario Lemieux.
It really is.
Touch. Got down now. Gilmore and Sandstrom having words at the bench as Sandstrom was going off. And he sits down. There's a whistle. Where's the face-off?
It's an icing coming back. Dave Ellett just shot the puck a bit before the red line. It's just one of those games. Boy, the Quebec game at the end when Danny Morel let a lot go, it was funny watching. The rushes went one way, and behind the play there was something going on about the last 10 minutes. And this has been the case here the last couple of minutes, particularly with Gilmore and Sandstrom.
Andrechuk working in front of the net had some great chances. And Barrasso made a huge save on him right in front. Two former teammates in Buffalo. Draw to the left of Rhodes in the Toronto end, and the Leafs win the draw, and Rouse at the side of the goal now brings it up the boards with a bank pass. Clark trying to get it out, and it is Pearson getting it out, only to have it intercepted by Brown. In for Martin Straka. Straka coming in front of the goal, sends it to the net, stopped by Rhodes, and with a loose puck laying there, he is able to smother as Rouse and Brown battle in front of the net. It is 2-2 here in the third, and this is Maple Leaf Hockey on the Telemedia Sports Network. It out. Ahead to Robbie Pearson. Pearson flipping it in over the line of Rose, and a goal! Scores! Mike Eastwood on a bounding puck. Tips it by the defenseman, and a start old Tom Barrasso.
Hard work paying off, and give Rob Pearson and Wendell Clark credit in that goal too. Mike Eastwood, boy, Pat Bowen seems to have that touch, knowing when to put a player back in the lineup. He basically said last week, Mike Krushelnyski, Mike Eastwood, you're not giving me anything. You're not playing physical. You're not playing well defensively. You're not giving me anything offensively. You're going to sit. Tonight, put Eastwood in place of David Sackler. He's played his best game in a while. Two solid hits in the Leaf zone before that rush coming down the ice. And the bouncing puck, he's able to deflect it in. Big goal. Leafs go up 3-2, 8 minutes and 53 seconds left in the third.
Fifth of the year for Eastwood.
Eastwood, assisted by number 17, Wendell Clark, and number 12, Rob Pearson. Time of the goal, 11:07.
Clark and Pearson with the assist, but the Penguins are right back in the Toronto zone. Yager battling with Harlock. Yager gets it in front, but it is cleared away by Rouse, and it's knocked out at center ice. Wendell Clark and Rob Pearson assisting on the goal. Now here's a loose puck down in the Pittsburgh end. Samuelson gets it ahead to Yager. Yager in over the line, had it tipped away. Mullen is able to keep it into the Leaf zone, and it is Lefebvre back of the goal, quickly on to Billy Berg. Berg slowly to the red line, slower to the blue line, and then dumps it in and heads to the bench as change is being made with 7:58 to go third period, 3-2 Toronto. Larry Murphy lifting a bouncing puck into the Leaf zone, and it's blown dead on a delayed offside by Ray Scapinello, who joined us on the charter down to Pittsburgh because of travel problems that he and the linesman Ryan Bozak experienced yesterday.
I'm worried about the storm coming out, if he could get out of Toronto, so... Because he did the game last night.
Yeah, he did. He filled in for Ryan Bozak, who couldn't get there because he was here in Pittsburgh and couldn't get out. Lefebvre playing it up on the boards, picked off and sent to the near wing by the Penguins, and Sandstrom dropping it back to Larry Murphy. Over it goes now to Chris Tamer, who shoots it into the Leaf end. Ellett back of the goal, playing it up on the boards, ran into Stevens. The puck comes back to Murphy, a drive, and it's about chest high, and that's an easy save for Damian Rhodes, who covers up. Gilmore and that Sandstrom guy are back at it again.
Doug Gilmore's making a point of somehow being beside Thomas Sandstrom at the end of every whistle. Big goal for Mike Eastwood, though, for the Maple Leafs. You're right about Mario. Only a 6th game out of the last 11 since coming back, but this is...
Yeah, no one's going near him.
The worst and least effective we've seen him.
That draw, won by Lemieux, centers it front, and it's hit wide. by Stevens.
Spoke too soon.
Here's Murphy with a shot wide of the goal. Down is Rhodes, and he's got a hold of the loose puck, and there'll be a face-off in the Toronto end, and now Lemieux and Andrechuk shoving a little bit.
Well, Lemieux gave Andrechuk a nice shot. Now Elliot's
jostling over there. Is that Thomas Sandstrom? I guess it's his turn. Oh, they pick numbers? Okay, number 54, you get it.
no problem finding volunteers.
No, I guess not. There'll be a draw in the Toronto zone after that scramble, but a nice play by Lemieux right off the face-off to tuck it towards the net, and Stevens just tipped it wide.
Well, we're going to get some penalties. See what Mark Fawcett calls.
Dave Ellett seems to be moving in that direction. And the Pittsburgh door, I think, is opening as well. Yeah. So is it Ellett and Sandstrom?
Yes, it is.
Number 4, Dave Ellett. Pittsburgh penalty. Number 17, Thomas Sandstrom. 2 minutes each for roughing at 12:46.
Roughing Miners at 12:46. And the first 4-on-4 hockey we've had here tonight comes as a result. Leafs leading by a score of 3-2. Hoping to move back into a tie with the Detroit Red Wings, who are idle tonight. And move 6 points up on the idle Dallas Stars. But there's a lot of hockey to go with 7 minutes to play. Shell Samuelson over to Olf. Olf Samuelson back, passes it in front of his own net to Shell Samuelson. Can they not get these two guys on separate defense tandems? Gilmore bringing it back at center. Gilmore twisting and turning, sends it back into his own zone. Lefebvre over for Rouse, return to Sylvain Lefebvre, who crosses the red line, and as he played it into Gilmore, Andrechuk was anticipating the shoot-in, and it's well offside, and there'll be a face-off in the neutral zone outside the Pittsburgh line.
Well, Mario Lemieux just skated very dispiritedly to the Penguin bench, and he broke a stick and then threw it over onto the ice for the linesman to pick up. And 4-on-4 is something he normally thrives on. As we said, playing like a do not disturb sign on him, that back problem, very chronic back problem, causing him a lot of discomfort, but he declared himself well enough to go tonight, but it's the least effective we've ever seen him.
6:36 remaining in the third period. Someone else is busting a stick over there at the Penguin bench, too. Is that Mullen? Not sure. No, Kevin Stevens getting a new piece of wood. Yager in his own zone, chased by Osborne. Fed around for Doug Brown. Berg moves up to try and keep it in against Francis. Berg holding the puck on the boards, killing time, and the puck finally is knocked free. Murphy for Yager, and he is leveled by Berehowski. Good hit by the Bear.
Stepped in, boy, you got to take gamble a bit, and Drake Berehowski knew what he was doing. Nice open ice hit on Jaromir Jagr.
Now here's Francis for Yager on the left wing. Berehowski engages him, the puck comes free, and Osborne is away at center. Osborne and Berg in over the line. Berg shooting, and he fed it wide on the short side. Rouse jumps into the rush. Bob Rouse with a shot. Stop. Rebound in front is fed wide. Lefebvre keeping it in at the far point. Back of the goal it goes to Berg. Berg trying to come out in front. Leaves it for Osborne in the far corner. Osborne still with it. Centering, and it went off of Murphy's stick, and out comes Martin Struck after the puck. He couldn't get around his man. It rolls in on goal, and it's cleared away by Rhodes. Lefebvre back at center, banks it on the boards. The Leafs changing with 5:18 remaining in the third period. 3-2 Toronto. McEachran for Straka, tied up. Loose puck in the zone, grabbed off by Clark, and Clark with Pearson away at center. Throws it into the Pittsburgh zone, and it's an icing call as Pearson couldn't get untangled from one of the Pittsburgh back checkers. It is 3-2 Leafs, and this is Maple Leaf Hockey on the Telemedia Sports Network. Stopped made by Rhodes in a scramble in front of the Leaf net, and it goes into the corner. Now here's Rose taking down his man, slapping it back on the boards. A bang in there as Martin Straka is knocked down. Out of the goal is Rhodes, and it's cleared high to center ice. Clark races after it, trying to get around Shell Samuelson. Got into the corner. Samuelson took it away from him, and now the net is dislodged because Opie has slid into the post.
I don't know how Opie slid in the post. That was away from the play.
Yeah, I just looked back, and the net was no longer where it was supposed to be, and Opie was lying there.
Some Maple Leaf helped. Bob Rouse got away with a bit of a trip. Bob Pearson waving at Olf about something.
Yeah. Opie's still not up on his skates. The linesman, Ray Scapinello, very patiently waiting for him to move his carcass so he could put the net back. Now he does.
What about Samuelson? All the controversy, he is a pretty good defenseman. Last 10 games, he's been +7 coming in. The last 7 games coming into tonight's game, he's +10 for the Penguins. Only been on for 2 even-strength goals against in those 7 games.
It's 3-2 Toronto with 4:25 to play in the third period. Gilmore wins the draw, and it is slapped down into the Pittsburgh zone. Gilmore stole the puck from Murphy but couldn't get it in front, and Mario Lemieux has it at the side of his own net to Murphy. Back for Lemieux, out of his reach. Glenn Anderson bunts it back to Lefebvre. Look out! That hit one of the Leaf players and almost hit Mike Murphy, the assistant coach over there.
Hit Bob Rouse. They don't need any more injuries on defense. Sylvain Lefebvre just says sorry as he skates by.
So the face-off is about 10 feet inside the Toronto blue line. The Leafs 3, the Penguins 2. Interesting. I'm sure this is the matchup that Pat Burns wants, and Eddie Johnston has elected not to go away from it. And now an icing call coming against Toronto as it was fed in from the Leaf side of center. And it'll be brought all the way back into the Leaf zone.
Of course, this stage of the game, Eddie Johnson down by a goal. He's got to put it as offensive troops there. Even though we'd like them away from the Gilmore line. Time is running out. Another icing by the Leafs. Again, a couple more strides to the center red line, but playing safety first.
The draw won by the Penguins, and a long shot deflected in on goal. Rhodes made the save. The stick goes flying out of the collision on the boards. Gilmore trying to get it out, and he does. Andrechuk fell, but is diving now to play it out at center on his knees. He gets it to Gilmore, who rolls it into Pittsburgh territory. Chris Tammer playing it around on the boards. Far side, Lemieux gets it on to Stevens. Stevens run to the boards by Lefebvre. Both players down. Gilmore on the wing for Andrechuk. Andrechuk in the corner. Andrechuk now back of the goal. Gets it ahead to Anderson, who got it out over the line. Opie Samuelson pushed it ahead, and Anderson pushed into him. Both teams changing. Lead pass, Gilmore. Got it down to the blue line, and Francis turns. Now here's Shell Samuelson. Pass intercepted by Rouse, brought in over the line. Rouse going into the left wing corner. Plays it gingerly to the far boards and into the zone. And now back come the Penguins to get it out, only to have Bill Berg slip it back at center. Ron Francis check. Bill Berg fights for possession. Gains possession for Manderville. They go to the boards in front of the Pittsburgh bench, holding it with their skates. Time ticking away. 2:40 remains as the whistle brings a halt to the proceedings. And the draw will be in the neutral zone outside the Pittsburgh blue line.
Well, Bill Berg, aside from being very annoying to opposing players, plays a very intelligent game, particularly with protecting the one-goal lead. And that time he stopped the puck a couple of times at the red line, allowed the Maple Leafs to complete the change, and then close it by the Penguin bench. And 3 or 4 Penguins were trying to dislodge it.
And more than a few of the 17,047 are getting a start on the parking lot. 3-2 Toronto. 2:40 remaining in the third period.
Boy, not a lot of confidence in their team. Number 3 offensive team in the league, just down by a goal.
Here's Murphy lifting a pounding shot in on Rhodes. He left it at the side of the net. Yager knocked it away. Now Rhodes is without his goal stick. It's centered in front. Rhodes down. He's got a hold of the puck. Damien, instead of hanging on, as we've seen Felix Potvin do so often, take the whistle, get a face-off, tried to play that on around back of the net, and it didn't work.
I think we'll see Damien do it if it comes up again the next 2 minutes and 26 seconds.
Rouse having a chat with the young netminder, as is the veteran Mark Osborne, who will remain on with Berg. And Gilmore. Peter Zezel has not been on the ice this third period.
No, I was noticing, I was saying that line hadn't been on a lot, but Zezel hasn't been on at all. Berg and Osborne have. Doug Gilmore now taking a double shift, so maybe that was part of the reason before.
Trying to see if he's on the bench. Don't know if he's on the bench. The face-off will be to the left of Felix Potvin. 2:26 to go.
They're one short on the bench anyway, just counting the players, so that could be it. We don't have any report on Peter Zezel at all, but looks like he's not there.
The draw won by the Pens, and Yager shot it wide of the net. Francis behind the net, trying to get it in front. It comes off the side of the goal. Set it in front! Did they score? The net has been dislodged. The referee hasn't done anything yet, but they signal a goal.
Tie game, and like you say, the Penguins all over the Leafs in their zone. And they think it's Jaromir Jagr who fires it in. Now the Leafs coming en masse to argue with Mark Fossett. Boy, just as the puck was shot, the net was dislodged and fell on Damian Rhodes. We may get a video replay on that. Ron Francis made the play from behind. A nice pass out. All alone, Joe Mullen. The net was coming down before the puck was shot.
And Yager was the one who ran into the net. But was he forced into the net? We're getting another look here. Gilmore is on Yager. They go to the net. The net is dislodged. The shot is made. Who dislodged the net? If it's Yager, it's not a goal.
Well, first of all, Mullen taking the shot from point-blank range, but Damian Rhodes, any chance of making the save was evaporated as the net fell on him. I mean, he was in position to try to block the puck, and the net fell on him, and
this is a tough call.
This is a tough call, tough replay.
Yeah. Gilmore and Yager embroiled at the side of the goal. Yager steps into the net. It starts to fall on top of Rhodes, and the puck is shot into the goal. Now, the director, or at least the supervisor of officials here tonight, is David Newell. And
no goal. Wendell's waving no goal.
They're bringing it back. They're bringing it back. No goal. No goal. Jaromir Jagr is ruled to have dislodged the net. And therefore, the Joe Mullen apparent tying goal is washed out. Well, the Leafs get a huge break there.
Huge break. Remember last year, video replay went against the Leafs about 3 or 4 times till one game in January against San Jose, a rather meaningless goal that was upheld in the Leafs' favor, and Pat Burns kind of mockingly went up in big applause. Well, we've seen 2 consecutive nights. Last night, Dave Andrechuk's goal, the video replay, upheld the fact that the puck was in, and very well at that. Now tonight, that is a tough call by the video replay official.
Yep. Mark Fossett is now explaining it to the Penguins and to Wendell Clark.
Now the video replay official, his name's Jim Weaver. Dave Newell's there. The official is supposed to make the call without the supervisor because every game's not supervised. It did look there that Dave Newell added some input, and Mark Fossett basically saying to the Penguins down there, it's not my call.
Well, Rhodes actually got knocked down by the net on top of him. So he didn't have much of a chance to stop the puck. At any rate, with 2:15 remaining in the third period, the face-off in the Toronto zone. And the ice is being cleaned up, and Eddie Johnston is on the doorstep trying to get on the ice.
Few things thrown on the ice, but these fans really aren't all that livid either. I'm really surprised that we talked about it with Tom McMillan in the second intermission. 2 Stanley Cups, I guess that's what happens to people's expectations. Also, the higher price tickets have taken away, as he said, the beer-guzzling blue collar element that Pittsburgh known for, the Steeler fans, the Pirate fans, that the leather lungs, as he said, and can't afford it, and it changes the makeup of the crowd, even though there's a lot of people here.
So, despite the protestations of Eddie Johnston, it's going to be a 3-2 Toronto lead. With 2:15 remaining and a face-off deep in Toronto territory to the right of Damian Rhodes.
Eddie Johnson taking his time there before he sends his players on the ice. That's kind of a junior move, standing in front there by the big in the Quebec League. A lot of coaches open the door. Who does that? Scotty does it too, Scotty Bowen.
He slaps sticks on the boards too.
Yeah.
Well, here we go. Face off to the right of Rhodes. 2:15, a long way to go yet. Gilmore faces off with McEachran and wins the draw. Ellett slapping it on the boards, but Murphy is able to keep it in. On the wing to Straka. Straka's shot deflected in front. McEachran to the side of the net. Slapped at by Andrechuk. Played up on the wall. And Gilmore trying to get it out, had it bound to the blue line, and now Anderson carries it out at center. Glenn Anderson, 2 goals on the night, in over the line, shoveling it in wide of the goal. And it is Barrasso leaving it there. Less than 2 minutes to go as Barrasso checks with his bench. Greg Brown, pass ahead on the left wing. Straka had it blocked by Anderson, and Anderson sends Gilmore in on a breakaway. Deeks shoots, no, goes back in the goal. Barrasso down. Andrechuk a shot, and it's blocked, but a penalty is coming here to the Pittsburgh Penguins with 1:23 to go.
Well, Samuelson took a pretty good whack at Doug Gilmore coming in on the breakaway, and that's what the call's about.
He is going to the penalty box.
Penguins are even less happy.
Number 5, Ulf Samuelson, 2 minutes for slashing. Time of the penalty, 18:37.
18:37, and the Maple Leafs will go to their 4th power play of the game, and we have another entrant on our Miracle Power Play giveaway. Clay Caporal of Toronto has won $25 worth of Miracle Power Play giveaway certificates. He included a proof of purchase of Nielsen Cadbury bars, and we have just 1:23 remaining in the 3rd period. This will be a very large victory for the Maple Leafs if they're able to hold on to this, but they all seem to be very large, don't they?
Funny, it's a funny end of the season. Like we said from last season, you've lost the surprise element. There's no longer the Cinderella-type team that it was last year, where everything was fun, everything was new in the regular season. And in the playoffs now, everyone's expectations have shifted, and it's a team that last Friday, flying to Quebec, it was such a high, that win in Detroit, but then a game against, granted tired against the Quebec Nordiques, Stefan Fissette played very well, but Leafs lost. A game you don't expect to lose this year in Quebec City. Monday against the St. Louis Blues, didn't play the solid 60-minute game they play when things are going well, and lose 3-2 to the Blues. Scored on a little bit too late. So it's funny, by Monday evening, it had turned around again, because this is the team that realistically wants to try to finish first in the Western Conference, the Toronto Maple Leafs. And then big win last night against Dallas, who are one of the hottest teams in the NHL, and right now leading 3-2 with 1:23 left. I was taking a look earlier, too, about streaks in the NHL. There really aren't many teams that are hot or cold. No team has won 8 of the last 10 games, for example.
Are you including Ottawa in this?
I guess no. I guess cold.
Yeah.
So, 3 teams have won 7 of the last 10 games, being the Boston Bruins. Who is it here? Detroit, who the Leafs beat once. That's the only 2 teams that have even won 7 of the last 10, so it tends to even up a bit at the end of the season.
Here we go. Leafs on the power play as it's cleared by Brown around on the boards. Rouse attempting to keep it in. Lemieux knocked it away. Murphy brings it in over the line, but unable to make a play in front of the net. Rouse swinging it on the boards. Greg Brown moves to keep it in. Bouncing puck to Andrechuk. Andrechuk in his own zone. Down went Francis. Ellett had his hands and his stick up in the air saying, "No, not me." Cleared down into the Leaf or into the Penguin zone. We'll have to keep an eye on Barrasso to see if he's going to be brought out. And Anderson is given a shot in the back of the head. It's centered in front of Andrechuk. Scores! Put this one away, Martha. It's over.
Maple Leafs on the power play, and Dave Andreychuk makes it 4-2. And like you said, a very frustrated Pittsburgh Penguin team, upset about the goal being called back by video replay, upset about the penalty to Samuelsson. And just before that, Barrasso bopped Anderson in the head, showing his frustration. All of a sudden, the puck came loose. A feed to Dave Andreychuk. He tucks it in. And the insurance marker, the Leafs up 4-2. And a winner.
48th of the year for David Andreychuk. It's a power play goal.
By number 14, Dave Andreychuk, assisted by number 93, Doug Gilmore. Time of the goal, 1914.
Gilmore draws the assist, and Clay Caporal has $100 in Miracle Power Play giveaway gift certificates as our second power play goal of the game, as the Maple Leafs out in front, 4-2.
I think Eddie Johnson may come on the ice this time.
Yeah, he's closer to it. He wants somebody over there to get a piece of his mind. Anyway,
here goes the slam.
Well, not too bad. No, it was an ordinary slam. Not a bad one. 45.4 seconds remaining in the third period, and the Maple Leafs lead the Pittsburgh Penguins by a score of 4-2. It rolls down into the Penguin zone. Barrasso leaving it back of the net. Samuelsson gets it ahead to Jágr. Jágr tied up by Osborne. The pass goes instead to Ramsey. Barrasso's out of the... No, staying in the net. A shot is taken in the midsection by goaltender Damian Rose with 25.8. I'm kind of surprised that they didn't make the move to get Barrasso out.
I think they're going to do it now, I think. I thought Ed Johnson... Barrasso hasn't looking up, though.
Where is he? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yep. Dave Andreychuk made a great move with that long reach. He took Barrasso down into a sprawled position, stepped around him, and almost from the goal line, fed it right back across the net, just into the net.
Seems like the Dave Andreychuk of old is back.
I think so. Wasn't all that long ago either.
No, I mean, I'm thinking spinning a yarn and wistfully of the old days.
Yeah, exactly. Face off to the left of Rhodes. 25.8 seconds. Draw one by Gilmore. Here is Lefebvre getting it ahead. An empty net try for Gilmore. Missed. It's the only thing he's done wrong here tonight. How did he miss that? Maybe he's like Brett Hall. He didn't want to score into the empty net. Cleared down. Yeah, cleared down into the Toronto zone. Gilmore playing it around on the wing. Berg doesn't get it out. Bouncing puck. Jágr shot stopped by Rhodes. And there's the horn. The Toronto Maple Leafs come into the igloo and cool out the Pittsburgh Penguins. The final score here tonight is the Toronto Maple Leafs 4, the Pittsburgh Penguins 2.